ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं सावधूतं सावधूतं पर्जनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमाम्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुवर्ष कृपा सिन्धुश्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। ये कुछ ज़्यादा दूर नहीं क्या मेरे ख्याल से किताब? हाँ नहीं, ये कह रहा हूँ ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है, थोड़ा दूर है ना। ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। हरे कृष्णा। टुडे वी आर रीडिंग फ्रॉम Bhagavad-gītā as it is chapter 18, text number 11. मेरी पीछे दोहराएंगे आप। नाहि देह-भृता शक्यम नाहि देह-भृता शक्यम त्यक्तुं कर्मणि अशेषतः। यातु कर्म-फलं-त्यागी śयाक्याम् abhidhīyate। नाहि देह-भृता शक्यम त्यक्तुं कर्मणि अशेषतः। यास्तु कर्माणि सा त्यागी इत्यभिधीयते। नाहि देह-भृता शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माणि अशेषतः। यास्तु कर्म-फल-त्यागी सा त्यागी इत्यभिधीयते। नाहि देह-भृता शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माणि अशेषतः। यस्तु कर्म-फल-त्यागी सा त्यागी इत्यभिधीयते। Now what's word meaning? No, never. He, certainly. Deha-bhṛtā, by the embodied. Śakyam is possible. Tyaktum, to be renounced. Karmāṇi, activities. aśeṣataḥ, altogether, ya, anyone, tu, but, karma, of birth, phala, of result, tyāgī, the renouncer, sa, he, tyāgī, the renouncer, iti, thus, abhidhīyate, is said. Translation, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. Purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada की. तो ये ट्रांसलेशन मेरे पीछे बोलिए. It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. Purport. It is said in Bhagavad-gītā that one can never give up work at any time. Therefore, he who works for Kṛṣṇa and does not enjoy the fruitive results, who offers everything to Kṛṣṇa, is actually a renouncer. There are many members of the intended society for Krishna Consciousness who work very hard in their office or in the factory or some other place, and whatever they earn, they give to society. Such highly elevated souls are actually sannyāsīs and are situated in the renounced order of life. It is clearly outlined here how to renounce the fruits of work and for what purpose fruits should be renounced. Hare Krishna. In this text, it is to be discussed regarding the renunciation. Renunciation, what is the renunciation actually? This is to be discussed actually, how it is achieved actually, what are its effects. This we will discuss actually today. Actually this Bhagavad-gītā, this is finished in 17 chapters. The 18th chapter is a supplementary summarization of the all 17 chapters actually. In every chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, Lord Kṛṣṇa stresses that devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate of life. This is the goal of the life actually. This same point is summarized in this 18th chapter actually, as the most confidential knowledge. Oh. In chapter number 6, Bhagavad-gītā text 2, Yan samyāsam iti prahu yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi sannyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaśṇa. What is called renunciation is the same as yoga, or the linking oneself with the Supreme. Linking means connection with the Supreme actually. Perfect connection actually. For no one can become yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Here sense gratification and attachment also. The real sannyas yoga or bhakti yoga means that one should know his constitutional position as a living entities. Means the living entities is the servitor. We are servant actually. We are the living entities. We are the servant of the Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is the master of us actually. We have to work according to the direction as instructed in Bhagavad-gītā or in other scriptures actually. The living entity has no separate independent identity. Because we are the part and parcel of the Lord Krishna. The living entity is the marginal energy of the Supreme actually. When he is entrapped by the material energy, he is conditioned actually. Why we are? We are entrapped in this material world actually by the material energy. And when he is in Krishna consciousness or aware of the spiritual energy, he is in his real and natural state of life. So mean to say that actually one who knows his constitutional position is in the real natural position. When one is in complete knowledge, one ceases all material sense gratification. When we know that actually we have our existence is for the service of the Lord Krishna actually, not for our own actually, not for the material sense gratification. All renounces all kind of sense gratification activities. This is practiced by yogis who restrain the senses from material attachment. So what is the cause of this sense gratification? That is attachment to the material things. But a person in Krishna consciousness has no opportunity to engage in his senses in anything which is not for the purpose of Krishna. What we do? We here in the temple actually, come here in the temple actually, we chant holy name of Lord Krishna, right? We attend the Bhagavad-gītā, we attend Bhagavatam, we attend the temple for the glorification of Lord Krishna actually, you know? That is our purpose actually. And nothing else actually. And same thing, we make plan at our home actually. We also think there actually. We have to attend the temple. We have to get up early in the morning. These are all activities actually. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person is simultaneously a sannyasi and a yogi. Both things are. Because a sannyasi can become only when he is a yogi, when he has connection with the Lord Krishna, when he has links with the Krishna actually. If sannyasi has not a links with the Lord Krishna, then he cannot be said as sannyasi actually. The purpose of knowledge and the restraining the senses as prescribed in the Jnana and Yoga process is automatically served in Krishna consciousness. Jnana is for the Krishna consciousness. Yoga is also for the Krishna consciousness. Though when we are always in the Krishna consciousness, we always think of Krishna actually, so these two things are served actually simultaneously. If one is unable to give up activities of his selfish nature, then Jnana and Yoga are of no avail. There is no place for selfish activities. We have to act for Krishna service actually. The real aim is for living entity to serve for the pleasure of Krishna. That's what we are doing here. Satisfaction of Krishna. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for any kind of self-enjoyment. What we are doing? We are doing service for the enjoyment of the Lord Krishna actually. We are chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, Kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, as per the instruction of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the pleasure of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the pleasure of Lord Krishna actually. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of the Supreme. One who has no information of Supreme must therefore be engaged in self-satisfaction. Those who are ignorant of Supreme Lord actually, they are always engaged in material activities. Because no one can stand on the platform of inactivity. Because our soul is always active actually. One is ignorant of the Lord Krishna, so because the soul is always remain in activity. So what is there actually? He stands always on the platform of inactivity. All purposes are perfectly served by the practice of Krishna consciousness. What is our purpose of life? To achieve the loving devotion to the Lord Krishna, and that is achieved by the Krishna consciousness. To work for the pleasure of the Krishna actually. आसक्त बुद्धि सर्वत्र जितात्मा विगत स्पृहा नैष्कर्म सिद्धिं परमं संन्यासेन गच्छति. One can obtain the result of renunciation simply by self-control and by becoming unattached to the material things and disregarding material enjoyments. That is the highest perfection stage of renunciation. The real renunciation means that one should always think himself. What we should think of? The part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Therefore, one has no right to enjoy the results of his work. Since he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, the result of his work must be enjoyed by Lord Krishna, not by himself or any other person or any other authority. If the results of his work is enjoyed by him, this will cause material bondage, and also if result enjoyed by others, such as demigod, this will also cause bondage in this material world. The work in the service of Lord Krishna is the only way of renunciation. This is actually known as Krishna consciousness. The person acting in Krishna consciousness is really a sannyāsī, one in the renounced order of life. Those who are always 24 hours in the Krishna consciousness and nothing thinking except Krishna actually, they are already a sannyāsī in the renounced order of life. Why such a meaning? One is satisfied because he is acting for the Supreme. Thus, he is not attached to anything material. When we are attached, we have the desire for the material things. He becomes accustomed for not taking pleasure in anything except the transcendental happiness derived from the service of the Lord. We are not interesting, because whenever you find actually any function is there, we do not attend actually. If sannyasi is supposed to be free from the reactions of his past activities. Why is free? Because we are working for the Krishna consciousness actually. When we work in Krishna consciousness, what we do? All the reactions, either it is bad or good, are eradicated actually. But a person who is Krishna conscious automatically attains this perfection without even accepting the so-called order of renunciation. When work for satisfaction of Lord Krishna, his reaction leading to the bondage in this material world are automatically eradicated. When person acts always in Krishna consciousness and attains renounced order of life, then what he does actually? Yada hi na indyartheshu na karmashu anusujate sarva sankalpa sannyāsī yoga rules tada uchyate. A person is said to have attained to yoga when having renounced all material desire. He neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. When a person is fully engaged in the transcendent loving service of the Lord, he is pleased in himself. We feel satisfaction actually. When we attend the Mangal Arati, we feel satisfaction. Yes, we have done something for Krishna actually. And thus he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or in fruitive activities. Because two things are there, two sides. One is Krishna consciousness, another is the material activities. If we are engaged in material activities, we don't find any time for Krishna consciousness. If we engage in Krishna conscious activities, then our mind from the material things goes away actually. We don't get attention towards that activities. Since one cannot live without engagement, Krishna consciousness, one must be always seeking self-centered. Without Krishna consciousness, one must be always seeking self-centered or extended selfish activities. If we are not in Krishna consciousness, then we have to seek other activities. But a Krishna conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna and thereby perfectly detached from the sense gratification. One who has no such realization must mechanically try to escape material desire before being elevated to the top rung of the yoga ladder. Yastu atmatrevya syat atma traptacha manavaha atmani evacha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. What the sannyasi feels? Sannyasi feels one who is taking pleasure in the self, who is illuminated in the self, who rejoices in and is satisfied with the self only, fully satiated. For himself, there is no duty. A person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his acts in Krishna consciousness no longer has any duty to perform. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impieties, within himself are instantly cleansed. An effect of many, many thousands of yajna performance. This is the Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is equal to the thousands of yajna performance. By action in Krishna consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. When we are in Krishna consciousness actually, then our eternal relationship with Krishna is confirmed actually. We are satisfied actually. That means we are the servant and the Krishna is our master actually. His duty becomes self-eliminated by the grace of Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligation to the Vedic injunction. Because there is no difference between the Vedic injunction and work in Krishna consciousness actually. Such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in the material arrangement like wine, woman, and similar infatuation. People are not interested. Then how this stage is achieved? This is also very important. Buddhya visuddhya yukto dhritmanam niyamyacha sabdadina vishyam tukta ragadesho vidusyacha vivikti sevi lagvasi yat vakya manashaha dhyani yoga paro nityam vairagyam samsaritah ahinkar balam darpam karmam krodha parigraham vimucha nirmamam santo brahma bhuyaya kalpate. These living entities, how it is purified? It is purified by the intelligence and controlling the mind. Mind should always be fixed in the service of Lord Krishna. With determination. Give him up the object of sense gratification. We should engage the mind in this service of Lord Krishna. Then and only then we can control the mind actually. One who lives in a secular place, who eats little and who controls the body and the tongue and is always in trance and is detached, who is without false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and who does not accept material things. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. When one is purified by knowledge, keep himself in the mode of goodness. Thus, one becomes the controller of the mind. When we are in the mode of goodness, the mind is automatically in control. Because he is not attached to any object or object of sense gratification, he does not eat more than what he requires. And he controls the activities of his body and mind. He has no false ego because he does not accept the body as himself. Nor has he a desire to make the body fat and strong by accepting so many material things. What do? We do eat the natural things actually. not other things at least. Because he has no bodily concept of life, he is not falsely proud also. He is satisfied with everything that is offered to him by the grace of Lord. He is never angry in the absence of sense gratification. What is the cause of anger? You know? When your desire is not met, actually, that anger arises actually. Material desire. The person in Krishna consciousness does not bother for the material desire. The question of the anger does not arise. When we meet together actually in the temple, we never accept anything material actually. When devotees are 2-3 devotees are there, they are sitting together actually, they don't discuss regarding the material things. They only discuss regarding the Krishna consciousness actually. Thus, when the devotee, when he is completely free from false ego, he becomes non-attached to all material things. And that is the stage of self-realization of Brahma. That stage is called the Brahma-bhūta stage. When no one is free from material concepts of life, he becomes peaceful and cannot be agitated. There are many desires of different kinds of sense gratification entering the mind. But the person in Krishna consciousness is unaffected, as stated in Bhagavad-gītā 2.70. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravashanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravashanti sarve śakyaṁ apnoti na karma-kāmi. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desire that enter like the rivers into the ocean, which is never being filled but is always still. Have you ever seen that this ocean is filled up and overflowing? No. Only the rivers are overflowing actually. That the rivers are equivalent to the desires actually, material desire actually. But ocean is still actually. The desires are coming and going actually. Is always still and can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strive to satisfy such desire. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. That is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has the material body, the demands of the body or the sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not in need of anything, because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full in himself. Desires may come to him like the water of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities. he is not even slightly disturbed by desires for sense gratification. That is a proof of a Krishna conscious man, as he does lost all the inclination for material sense gratification due to in Krishna consciousness. Although the desires are present, because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord Krishna, he can remain steady like the ocean, and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who fulfill desire even up to the limit of liberation, the fruitive workers, the salvinists, and also the yogis who are after the mystic powers, are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desire. Unfulfilled desire makes the man unhappy actually. Unfulfilled desire means material desire actually. There is no end to the material desire actually. And you can see that actually all the 6 Goswamis who came in Vrindavan actually, under the guidance of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to serve in Vrindavan, they all gave up the material desire. But the person in Krishna consciousness is unhappy, but the person in Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of Lord, and he has no desires to be fulfilled. The material desire. There is an example of Tulsidas. He was passionately attached to his wife. He was not in the habit to bear even a single day's separation from her. One day his wife went to his father-in-law's house without informing him. Tulsidas went to her in night of heavily raining. There was raining heavily. This produced a sense of shame. She said, "My body is a network of flesh and bone. And that you love. You will not achieve anything. If you develop even the half love of attachment, association with the Ram that you have my filthy body, you would certainly cross over the ocean of nations, and you will attain immortality and bliss, and your life will become successful." These words pierced the heart of Tulsidas like an arrow. He did not stay there even for a moment. He abandoned the home and became an ascetic. Because of this renunciation, he wrote 12 books. The famous book is Ramcharitmanas. All knows this. This is because of the renunciation, because of the material desire actually. Attachment with the family members, attachment with the home actually. If one wants to become success in his life, one has to give up the attachment with the family members, with the property, etc. actually. Maharishi Valmiki engaged in unlawful activities like robbery and theft to support his family members. He used to attack the passerby. Any attempt to oppose or intervene in these activities, he did not hesitate to take their life. He was so cruel actually. This ruthlessness behavior, he accumulated the wealth to support his family. One day the Narad Muni was passing by. Valmiki decided to rob him. He confronted with the Narad Muni and threatened to harm him if he did not hand over his belongings. Narad Muni remained silent, calm, and offered his musical instruments. This puzzled the Valmiki, and most people were terrified by his personality. Narad Muni asked him as to why he was adopting the path of robbery and theft. He replied to support the family members. Narad Muni asked if he had discussed his action with family members. Narad Muni said, you check if they approve of your these action. You should ask from your family members for their opinion first. Valmiki returned home. Valmiki returned for their opinion actually. After questioning his wife and family members about the matter, they all made it clear that none of them would take responsibility. He returned to Narad Muni and fell in his lotus feet. He took the shelter of Narad Muni. Narad Muni asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Ram actually. What the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked us to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This is on a similar line actually. And Narad Muni told that since he had been born from his aunt mouths, he will be known as Valmiki. His wisdom will guide others. He wrote the Ramayana epic, first of its kind in the world actually. So this is the thing actually. One has to give up the attachment to the sense gratification, to the family members. If one is in the service of the family members or in others material things actually, one cannot remain in Krishna consciousness. And he has to come and go, means he has to remain entangled in this material world as birth and death actually, repeatedly. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Any comments and questions? Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I think this room is far better than that.